Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. This is a video I've wanted to do for a little while just to show people what it's like on the backside of a YouTube channel. When you log into your YouTube channel account, it'll drop you on this dashboard page, and this page has it's like it has a little bit of high level information on a bunch of different subjects, but it's so high level that it's not useful. So for instance, this is my most recently published video, and it's just showing me in the first 4 hours and 51 minutes compared to typical performance, how is this video done? And that's not really useful because the video performance over the long term is what matters. And then it has these like silly achievements. I've never really looked at these. I don't know. I don't think there's a way to actually see like, here are all the achievements my channel has ever accumulated. The news is pretty useless. They try to give you some creator-oriented content. I've never found any value of it. And then it has a high-level view of your channel analytics, but again, the data presented here are just not in high enough detail. It shows you some of your recently published videos, so you can click over to do things like edit them or look at their specific video analytics or the comments for that video. And then there's some more like insider creator stuff, but again, this stuff's pretty useless. I don't know. I feel like YouTube's a bit detached from like, or not that it's detached from what channel creators are doing, but me as a small, tiny channel in a very niche subject, like YouTube has a hard time giving me good advice. That's how I'll say, is that YouTube is directing its effort towards channels that have millions of viewers and generate tons of ad revenue. So it'll give you some of your latest content, comments, but there's no way to answer them here. And so it's like, why are you showing me this here? And then apparently some users have their subscription list set as public, and it'll show you like specific people who subscribe to you. Otherwise, there's no way for you to know who your subscribers are. They're just an anonymous mass to you. But for each of these things, you can click over and find more specific stuff. So content, this is stuff you've published. So all these videos that I publish, it puts about, 30 on a page, something like that. And so you can do interactions here, like change the scheduling of them and see when they were released or when they are scheduled to release. For stuff that's already published, you'll see how many views it has, how many comments. You can look at like the upvote to downvote ratios, see how many upvotes it has, stuff like that. And then you can always come into here and, you can look at just the comments for this video, just the analytics for this video. You can change some details of it. So if you want to come in and like, you can change the title of a video after it's published. You can change the description. You can change the thumbnail, add it or remove it from playlists, stuff like that. And then there's some of like the, the COPPA compliance stuff on here for marketing to children and stuff like that. So there's a number of things you can do in here. You can come in and edit your playlists. This is not interesting because the data analytics show that almost no one ever clicks on a playlist. I know personally when I'm viewing YouTube, other people's channels, I almost never click a playlist. I still go ahead and build them out, but really the number of views and the amount of watch time I ever get from playlists is just, it could have been 0 and it really wouldn't have affected my channel at all. But I go ahead and build some playlists on the outside chance that some guy clicks one someday. Analytics, this is where you get a lot of your interesting information. So the main part of this page shows you over the last 28 days. That's what it defaults to, but you can come here and you can select different ranges. And so if you wanted to look at the last 90 days, so here's your channel views every day for the last 90 days. And you can just look over any of these days, and then watch hour for all of these days. How many hours of watch time did you get? How many subscribers did you gain on any given day? So you can pick what kind of range you want to see and your top videos in this period. So you can come down here and you can see in the last 28 days, what was my highest viewed video. It's still this How to Play Hero Quest video from November. This is actually the best performing video I've ever published. It's like literally half the watch hours of my entire channel are on this one video. So I guess that's good, but it's not my core content. So it would have been nice to have like created a video that popular that was in my wheelhouse of what I want the core of the channel to be about. But I mean, it still earns me more impressions. So then you can come to here and you can click on reach and it shows your impressions. And so an impression is basically you have a thumbnail for one of your videos that gets served. And so it means an opportunity for a viewer to click on a thumbnail and view your video. So this is how many impressions you're getting every day. Your impression click-through rate. And so this means how often that someone is presented a thumbnail of yours, do they actually click it? And so you see the long-term trend on my channel is about 5.5%. I have no idea if that's good or bad. I bet it's lower than average for all of YouTube. But again, this is a very, very, very niche subject. When it comes to Magic the Gathering channels, I think there's 1 or 2 channels. They're like commander-oriented channels that have more than 1 million subscribers. Professor at Tolarian Community College has nearly 700K. Alpha Investments has about 350K. And then beyond that, I think is it Bad Boy Gaming has like 150K. Pleasant Kenobi has like 90K. And then there are tons of channels from like 5K to 30K. And so the number of like very popular high subscriber channels just in the entire Magic universe on YouTube is pretty low. And then you get into like the finance subgenre of TCGs and Magic. So the total addressable audience for a channel like mine is very, very small. That's why I maybe 5.5% is good in that context. I don't even know. Total views, again, views by each day, and the total is 13.2K over the last 28 days. Unique viewers show you how many people in this period came and viewed, so how many unique individuals. And then you can, well, let me go back to this one, because there's some more stuff down here. This is showing you how your impressions break down through a 5.5% click rate into this many views and this much average view duration per video into this many watch hours. So it just kind of shows you how those numbers all flow from each other. Where your traffic came from, browse feature on YouTube or internet search or things like that. So here it says traffic source external. So 1.5% of my viewership comes from external sources, but and 26% of that 1.5% is Google search. So that's how this breaks down. 1.3% of my traffic comes from my playlists. Again, pretty small. So we'll go up here to the engagement tab. Total watch hours again. And you can see for each of these, on each day, it'll let you click on to what video you published that day so you can see what it was that may have influenced your traffic. Average view duration over the last 28 days, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. I'm actually pretty proud of that. I am shocked that given the demographics of my channel, it's a lot of people who grew up watching SpongeBob SquarePants, where literally there is a jump cut every 2 seconds. And yet, on average, people will sit and watch my videos for 4 minutes and 18 seconds. So I'm really proud of that. Genuinely, I'm proud of that number. So it'll show you things to try to help you figure out what keeps your audience retained, keeps them from clicking away. Here's your fall off of viewers as a video goes on. So just for whatever this video was, in the first 16 seconds, I lost 13% of viewers, but that's pretty typical across all of YouTube. And by the end of the video, you pretty much expect 2/3 of people have clicked away. And that's a phenomenon that you see people running YouTube channels in all different genres talk about. Folks just, for some reason, the attention spans work in such a way that they click away. So then it shows you your top videos by end screen, by element type for things like playlist clicks and cards and stuff like that. Your top playlists, even though the number of playlist clicks is minuscule, it'll show you what playlists are doing best. Some of this stuff is actionable, but not a lot of it. And then your audience, so returning viewers compared to new viewers. And so it's basically New viewers are people who came to your channel for the first time in this 28-day period, and the returning viewers are ones who had previously come to your channel. So you can kind of see, am I attracting new people or not? And then unique viewers. I have some trouble with this one. I feel like it's not clearly defined. You know, they have this little help thing, estimated number of people that watch your content in the selected date range. So shouldn't it trend downward as people get counted on the left side of this plot, and then they can't be counted again on the right side? I don't know. And then for some reason they show your subscriber growth again. And down here, other channels your audience watches. They love Alpha Investments and Professor and Bad Boy and Jake and Joel and MTG Moxman. So, you know, kind of the normal group of people, with the exception of Tolarian, the normal group of people that are kind of in this genre. Magic Historian, not so much finance, and I don't think Matt Caster Mage is either, but certainly solid MTG channels, and some of the others. So this is kind of interesting. I guess you could take this and say, well, if this is what my audience is already watching, maybe I could just go rip off a lot of their content and make my audience happier. I don't know. Maybe that's the point of it. Videos growing your audience. So how many people returned after watching this video, and maybe that's actionable or not. I mean, I'm more the type of person where I'm going to create content that I'm inspired to create, that I think is interesting and that I want to share. And if someone likes it and wants to click on it and come back for more, that's great. And if they don't, no hard feelings. They'll go find something else they want to watch, and I'll try to find other fans who share interests with me. So, you know, I don't get too much into trying to wring every bit of value out of these metrics and this information. So other videos your audience watched, a bunch of Alpha Investments, Tolarian, Bad Boy. So yeah, this is weird when your viewers are on YouTube, but then it says, it isn't known to directly affect long-term performance of a video. So, but it tells me when my viewers are online. So I don't know. They're online in the middle of the day in the same time zone I live in. Imagine that. Watch time from people who are subscribed or not subscribed. So 70% of my watch time is from people who are not subscribed. It's funny. I often see channels complain about this. Like, they'll interrupt their video to say, did you know 98% of the people watching this video are not subscribed? Why don't you subscribe? And I always think, but that's what you want. Like, you want your videos to be getting served up to tons of people who are not subscribed so they can become subscribers. So I don't know. It just seems weird that people complain about this number. I would rather it be more lopsided. I'd rather that, like, all the people who are subscribed will watch my videos every day or whenever I put them out. But then also I just want tens of millions of people who are not subscribed to come watch my videos too. Where do people live who watch my videos? Mostly the US. You know, I'm surprised the total share of European countries is not higher. I don't know, at least the English-speaking ones. Age and gender. So 0.3% of my viewers are female. Wizards of the Coast tells us that half of the people who play Magic the Gathering are female, but I guess that might not be right. And the age breakdown. It's interesting to me that 18 to 24 is so little. I would expect, you know, maybe 5-10%, but it's almost nothing in 18 to 24, but then it picks up, and, you know, I'm right in the middle of this age group, so I guess I'm making content for people right at my age. So great. So those are some of the analytic things you can look at. Back on the first screen, though, there's a couple other things. For some reason, there's this weird, like, full screen thing of your subscriber growth, and so it's just the cumulative plot of subscribers. And then this one is kind of interesting. It shows you, this is, every bar here is 1 hour for the last 48 hours. So it's how many views you got. And then this one is every minute for the last 60 minutes. I don't think this one is as interesting, but then it has them listed here for every one of your videos. How many views are you getting over the last 48 hours and over the last 60 minutes? And so you can see, like, all these old videos, you know, people just kind of sprinkle clicks on them and get served the video by the algorithm, and they watch it. So, you know, it's the reason why they say when you're making a YouTube channel, You need to just go ahead and keep making content and keep making, because it creates all this huge backlog of videos that people actually watch. Like, here's a couple clicks on all these old videos in the last 2 days. And then again, this is last 48 hours, every hour for the last 48 hours, and 736. That's my cumulative total of video views over the last 48 hours. Okay. So then you have comments, and this is set up so it'll just show comments you have not yet responded to. So you can come in here and you can just start pounding out responses to comments. I'm actually starting to get to the point with the channel where it's hard to respond to everything and really give a good conscientious comment. So I'm not quite there, but I definitely end up with backlogs of unresponded to comments, and then I'll come and sit down late in the evening and, you know, work for 30 or 40 minutes responding to people and things. So I'm not quite to the point where I can't answer your comments, but it's going to get there eventually. Subtitles. If you want to add subtitles to your video, YouTube automates some subtitles. Do you have any copyright strikes against you? I'm not really sure. I've never had any activity here because I don't use other people's content. I just create all my own, and I think I'm small enough that nobody is ripping off my content. So I don't know if, I mean, it says removal requests. So I guess if this will tell you if someone else is using your content, and you can decide if you want to have them take it down. I guess that's it. There's a monetization tab, which I guess after you're monetized, you manage your monetization here. Before you're monetized, it just shows you, hey, here are the requirements to get monetized. And so, of course, the last one to get monetized here is I need 1,000 subscribers. Then I can start making all you guys watch a bunch of awful ads, and I'll get like tenths of a penny from it. There's some setup stuff for your channel, like what playlists do you want on your channel page? What video do you want people to see when they first come into your channel? And then they have this big audio library you can search through. So you can, these are open license as long as you use them in YouTube videos, and even monetized YouTube videos are okay to use. So you can download this and edit it into your video. So that's pretty much it. That's kind of what's on the back end, how you manage a channel. And, you know, it's kind of basic tools, but they work. And there are apps like Chrome plugins that people have made that help you manage this stuff better. This channel is nowhere near big enough that I need to worry about any of that stuff. So if you thought this was interesting, if you have any questions that maybe I didn't cover or something you want more detail about, let me know. I've never really seen one of these from any of the content creators that I watch, so maybe you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade. Thanks a lot.